So, congratulations, you've made it through to the end stage of the assessment centre. And that's where you will face the partner or senior manager or managing director or the big dog interview. Ultimately, somebody who's going to make a hiring or non-hiring decision about you. And whilst for your original interviews, you used the STAR technique and you used competency-based interviews, and I'd advocate continuing to use that. Actually, this interview is more about the personal connection that you're able to make. And one of the reasons at Graduate Scheme Success that we have a 95% success rate is that we teach how to develop this personal relationship, how to develop those personal connections. There's a couple of key tips that I can give you on this front. The first is something called matching and mirroring. And if you look at our YouTube videos on that, you'll see those in more detail and how to do them. Or if you're already a subscriber to Graduate Scheme Success, talk to your online account manager and practice through on those. The second thing is finding commonalities with your assessor. I remember thinking back to my time when I worked as an investment banker, and the final interview that I had, the commonality that I built up with the assessor came from actually, we lived literally within 30 miles of each other when we were growing up, and we were able to talk about shared experiences of the past. So finding these little things about your assessor is key, and you can probably find that now easier than ever through LinkedIn searches, through background searches, etc. Okay, so when it comes to the interview itself, the first thing I want to tell you is tell the truth. So many people I've interviewed, they don't know the answer and they bluster their way through, and it's totally clear that they've got no idea. You're being assessed for an internship or a graduate scheme. You're being assessed on your potential, not what you currently know now. So if you don't know the answer to something in a partner interview, then it's very much all right, and it's very much okay for you to turn around and say, I'm afraid I don't know a huge amount about that. I believe it's this. Would you be able to help me, or would you be able to explain more? And that's absolutely fine. The next thing, and moving on from that, is know about the job role that you're applying for. You will be amazed at the number of people who apply for analyst roles in the city, or audit roles in accounting, or consultancy roles for large consultancies, or even management schemes for Aldi and Lidl, and they don't know what the role is that they're applying for. One thing that we do at Graduate Scheme Success is we're able to provide and support you with that information. We know the application process for 96 of the top 100 graduate employers, and we're able to say, as a consultant at Capgemini or as a consultant at Ernst & Young, this is what your day-to-day role will look like. And being able to tailor your interview answers to those skills is key. Equally, don't go too far. There is nothing more annoying in an interview than somebody thinking they know more about the job role than they actually do. So don't go too far on that front. And the final thing I'd say is have some questions for the person, the partner in the interview. People love nothing more than talking about themselves. Trust me on that front. You love nothing more than talking about yourself, especially if you're in a senior position within an organisation. So have a couple of questions lined up to ask them that move beyond the typical and incredibly boring and dull, what do you like about the role that you do most? What changes most about the role that you do? Okay, steer clear of that. For those of you with Graduate Scheme Success, if you join us, we'll show you those key questions and what you need to ask, how you can sound to them, and so you can look the very best in that interview.